Another water main break has flooded a street uptown and triggered a boil water advisory for thousands of people. This one happened just south of South Carrollton, and the water was so deep someone was able to bring out the kayak. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. Tonight, we're getting an update from the Sewage and Water Board. The advisory of this boil order covers much of the East Bank of New Orleans. Samples have been sent in for testing, and that means it could take a day before that advisory is lifted.
Well, meanwhile, people who live nearby are cleaning out flooded cars and homes. Rachel Hanley starts our coverage this evening.
Yeah, well, South Carrollton at least is dry now. It was back open in time for most people's morning commutes. That was the good news, but the bad news is a lot of people here have damage to deal with. They say that the water started rising around 2 this morning. A few hours later, we got that notice from the Sewage and Water Board that there was a boil advisory for practically the entire East Bank. For some neighborhoods, that's the third one this year. This break was only 2 miles from the last one that happened on Claiborne last month. Claiborne was closed for a week after that one. There are fewer traffic disruptions this time around. Again, Carrollton is already back open, but the water did force the city to close this side of it for a little while this morning, as we said. One of our photojournalists was here at that time, and he said it looked like close to 2 feet of water in the street. Not a surprise, that did end up flooding people's homes and cars. Here's how a couple of them described the chaos this morning to us a few hours later.
I was sound asleep in bed and I heard my son yell. It was probably somewhere around 2 o'clock. And I jumped out of bed because he doesn't do that for no reason. And I jumped into ankle deep water.
I finally decided to jump through my trunk to see if I can get some of my items. And the neighbors helped me to grab some of the things, but it was just really a extensive process.
A couple of schools were also closed today because of the boil water advisory. That was Ursuline Academy and NMI Micro School. That is fewer schools than we saw closed last time that break happened on Claiborne. In Uptown, New Orleans, Rachel Handley, WWL Louisiana.